Rocket.
All right. Well, this is the first of many shows for the SNL show. We are a lifestyle show geared to showing that a post-pandemic life can still be badass, and also trying to see through all the bullshit that's out there, right? And there's a lot of it. So we're going to talk about everything other than politics and religion.
Okay.
What do you think, Louis?
We can talk about a little bit of everything. I don't care.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep it light on certain topics. We'll keep it light.
I consider myself a moderate, and I can always have my mind changed.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man.
As long as you present a good argument,
right?
I will consider it.
I got it. Okay. Well, and that's going to be one of the beauties of the show is that we're both fairly open-minded. We're both fairly progressive in some circumstances. And I would say that at least me, for myself, I can be a little bit conservative as well. So I think we kind of span, the scope of everything political, of everything.
Well, they say the older you get, the more conservative you get, especially as a male.
Yeah, that seems to be the case, at least for me, man. But our conversations are that you're still an extremist, a left-wing extremist, and
BLM. No, just kidding. No way, dude. I am not an extremist. That's
one of the reasons we get along so well. So, a quick introductions here. The spaceman is our Captain Luis Guerra and co-star of the SNL show. Him and I have been pretty much, hanging out together since we were 17, 18 years old. We've been through thick and thin. We've traveled. We've consoled each other on, love's lost and gained.
Seen things, done things.
Absolutely. Seen things, done things. And we're going to keep it light today because we are in front of a studio audience, everybody. So just keep that in mind.
Before everything was on video, guys. For those of you that don't know,
it's very
the good old days.
Right.
It's all in the hard drive.
Point that out. There won't be a lot of proof for some of the stories you're going to hear from us, but
it's
rest assured they're real.
Yeah.
They are real. I can tell you that both Louis and I have had a big problem telling our stories because most people think we're absolutely full of shit. But the fact is, we've been there and done that. It's going to be a lot of fun as we move forward. Today, we actually have a guest, and our guest is Haitian Hendrick.
Haitian Hendrick.
Yeah, Haitian Hendrick is a young Haitian cat that I work with at Top Prospect at our consulting firm. And he's smart. He's energetic. He's a big fan of Coach Greg Adams and the likes of him. Mm-hmm. So he wants to come on and kind of express himself in reference to, what are the conundrums in the relationships between women and men.
So he's a lot younger.
He's in 30s.
30s. Still
31.
It's a decade.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting.
The data, we're going to talk about that subject. The feedback I hear from the streets, because all of my employees for the last 20 years have all been in their 20s.
Okay.
Where there was on the boats, as a boat captain, or at the garden store, or working on the farms that I worked at. Everybody was in their 20s. And it's not, the dating game has changed big time due to social media and the internet. So that is a fact.
That is the fact.
Yeah, not only coming from somebody that's older that is not hip to all the nuances of dating, it's coming from the mouth of the 20-year-olds,
right,
the teenagers,
Well, that, and listen, things like the cancel culture and everything else that comes with it. And then the flip side of that, the culture to where you have to be open and, available to everybody. You have to accept everybody. And then also kind of social media where anything you do, good, bad, wrong, and different, it'll get broadcasted to millions of people. you're kind of stuck not even wanting to take risks anymore that you would take to create adventurous scenarios for your dates, right? Like in the past, because you never know. You can lose your job for saying the wrong thing on a date. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, not only that, but my new understanding, especially for women our age, is you can't impress women our age anymore, especially if they're good looking. They've done everything, man.
Yeah, they really have.
They've done everything.
Oh, listen, man,
can't take them to a fancy restaurant or even, a cruise. Like, I already done this shit, dude. Like,
yeah,
I already been on 10 cruises.
Well, you have to get creative. The beauty of women our age is that they're willing to take that risk. They're not part of the culture that's creating all these problems like today. Right? So, you and I had that talk the other day about getting onto Bumble, and I did, and I have, and I've had very poor success rate, but I swipe right on all the 35s to 45s, right? I don't do under that age because I just can't handle everything that comes with a hot 20-something-year-old, right? All the bullshit, I don't got the patience for it, man, at all, period, right?
Yeah.
And I'm the type of guy that in the middle of a date that's going well, if she says something stupid, I'm going to be like, it's fucking stupid. What the hell are you talking about?
They will say stupid shit, dude.
They do say stupid shit, but you've got a little bit more, patience for that, don't you?
Oh, we shouldn't curse either if we're going to be on YouTube, by the way. I forgot.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't curse on YouTube?
You can, but supposedly, according to some of the content I watch, they will kind of put you at the bottom of the queue. You know what I mean? In whatever category you're trying to be on, whatever platform you're trying to be on, or audience you're trying to cater to.
I believe there's certain words we should stay away from, right?
Yeah.
Bullshit. I mean, they have bullshit on NBC, ABC, right? Shit, ass, tits. We can say that. Those are the fun ones. Anything above and beyond that, I think is yeah, man. I think it's it's offensive to people even our age, right? And I want people from every walk of life to be able to watch our show eventually, and enjoy it, right? I mean, everyone from the extremely highly educated and successful to the low end of the totem pole, so to speak, right? So yeah, we'll keep it PG-13.
PG-13.
There. Hey, so listen, I've got Haitian Hendricks already in the waiting room.
All right,
I guess he got a little bit excited and he wanted to come in early. I told him it's 6:15, but we only have a certain amount of time that they give us for this recording, so we'll only be able to do 40 minutes as of the time that we started. So let's bring Haitian Hendricks in. Quick story of Haitian Hendrick, quick thing, and this is why I wanted to have him on here. He also grew up in Miami like you and I. So he did he knows all the locations, he knows all the streets, all the shops, everything that we can talk about on a show like this. He'll be able to say, I've been there, I've done that. And that's one of the reasons I want him to come in. Aside from that, he's a character that seems to have a lot of the same opinions we do in reference to certain things that we talk about, the ladies, right? Current circumstances with the ladies. And
it's the best subject.
Absolutely. It works. It's real. It affects us on a daily basis.
Everybody. Think about it every 3 seconds.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and bring him on in here. Hold on. Hendricks Malbranche. Oh, what happened there, man? There he is. Oh, he's putting on his earpiece. Haitian Hendricks.
We can't hear you, man.
Oh, there you go. Can you hear me now?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Go. What's going on, fellas?
Not much. Hendricks, this is my buddy Lewis, man. I grew up with him pretty much. We've been through thick and thin together. He's actually the guy that introduced me to Coach Greg Adams. And wow, fun, fun and exciting people to listen to. So, this is episode 1, man. We were just kind of having a little introduction. as into where we want to go with this thing, and threw a couple topics on the table, just brief, so we can have whoever ends up watching episode 1 get to know us a little better. I gave them a little background on you, where that we work together at the consulting firm, and that you grew up in Miami, so you're going to know a lot of the locations and circumstances that we grew up with.
Oh
right?
yeah.
I figured,
yeah.
right, and I figured that would be it would be a little, good synergy for us in this first episode, man. So welcome to the SNL show, my friend. Glad to have you. I'd also like to point out we're in front of a live studio audience.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to keep it not PG, but not rated R. And we also want to get the right ratings on YouTube. So PG-13, brother. Words that are fair to be used, dick, ass, and shit. Nothing above and outside of that. All right.
Gotcha. That was gonna be my first question. I'm like, wait a minute, man. I don't know how much cursing's allowed.
Yeah.
So good to know. Good to know. Glad we got that out of the way. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun, and we're hoping that this thing evolves into something that that gains some traction and helps people. Right. I mean, ultimately, that's our goal here. Like I was explaining, this is a lifestyle show, and it will talk about everything and anything under the sun, nothing specific, and no specific. I just don't want it to be political, man, because I think the world is, it's bombarded by politics and fear and the coronavirus, and you know what? All that stuff. I don't want to deal with it anymore. This is our kind of way to get away from that. So,
Word.
Yeah. So, Hendricks, I asked you about a topic, my friend. I'm assuming that I know what you're going to come to me with, right? What you're going to come to us with here today. But let's spit it out, man. What are you thinking you want to talk about today?
As we know, obviously we've been dealing with COVID for over a year now. So, I want to talk about, just getting back into the swing of things, a little sense of normalcy, if you would. And I'll start with, dating. I know it's something that, now we've been forced to do it mostly online, because of, the COVID restrictions, but, they're starting to kind of reduce the travel restrictions. People are traveling, and, I think now's the time, especially for us, single or recently divorced, men out there looking to get back into the swing of things, I think is to have a discussion about how we go about it, the right ways of going about getting back into the dating market.
I think that's a great topic. And, you see me at the office all day swiping right, swiping left.
Right.
I think it's a great topic, man. It's important that people figure out that even after COVID, with all this crazy stuff that's going on, that people realize that you can still go out there and have a good time. You can meet a hot lady or a good-looking man, whatever it is, that's your boat, right? Both. You can still go out to locations and have a great time and not have to fear. And I hate to throw this in there, but the pandemic, I had to do it, man. I had to do it.
Hey, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, all this stuff kind of intertwines within itself, right? What do you think, Luke?
Man, my perspective has been for the last, 3 years, being up here in North Carolina and focusing on my kid, and, recently divorced 3 years now. And then I lived out in the boonies too. And man, you definitely do not want to swipe right or left in the boonies, because there is slim pickings of it's bad. Like, I don't know what the hell they're eating out there, but woo! Anyways, and then where I live here is a very liberal place. So every woman's a CEO, very liberal minded, women's live, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
cool,
gosh.
But it's a little too extreme where I live.
Right.
My thing has been to try to get back to just hanging with the boys, you know what I mean? Because every time I've had luck and every time I've met a decent woman in my life that I wanted to invest in, it wasn't online, you know what I mean? It was
always
a friend of a friend in a group at a party, you know what I mean? And just getting back to that lifestyle. Like, what do I like to do? I like to go boating. I like to go fishing. I like to, go hiking, you know what I mean? Like, do manly things. And when you do that, I think women are attracted to you versus just sitting there
Like,
Yeah.
Hi, how
Yeah,
are you?
I
You
mean,
know, you're getting 300 hits an hour, you know? Even the ugly
maybe
ones,
more.
man.
Even the 5 or 6s are getting have
Less.
about
Even the
20,
ones,
25
bro. Even the
DMs
ones.
just waiting.
Yeah,
Just
it's a
Well,
waste of time, man. It's a waste of
Yeah,
time.
it really is. And my experiences has proven, has proven it, man. I've spent the last 3 weeks every day waiting for my daily
Exactly.
dose of chicks that I can swipe right and left on, and I've had maybe 2 3 minute conversations in that time, and they really weren't. There was no substance. So I think what you said, Lewis, we're
agreed.
going out there and doing manly things provides a
Doing
certain level of
stuff, man.
confidence.
Yeah,
Right
just
to
keeping
us.
yourself busy
Yeah,
and standing out, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
getting off the internet, getting off the phone, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah, I
doing
definitely
stuff,
agree.
man.
I mean, the online dating scene, I mean, it's cool. I mean, just because of COVID, there was a sense of convenience because, I mean, you couldn't go anywhere anyways. You had
Yeah,
to
yeah,
find some, you had the time on your hands essentially. So
yeah.
swiping right, swiping left, was convenient. But now as things are getting, back to normal, you know, the best way on my personal experience with relationships, it's always been face to face. I haven't really had much success
Yeah.
on the online dating market. It just hasn't. Even if the chicks I've met, there's a lot of catfishing and stuff going on nowadays. Like
Yeah.
people are never who they claim to be.
Yeah.
And nothing more authentic than a face to face and a conversation. It's just a different flow. The vibe's different. Even with you out your boys, it's always good to have a great wingman with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's always important who also knows, can converse and have, great conversations. But yeah, man, the online dating, hopefully we can put that to bed. I advise all men, single men out there, travel, see the world, and meet a couple great women, on your
Enjoy
journey.
their time when you're with them and move on, man.
Yes.
Right? Move on.
Give them about 4 weeks, 5 weeks tops, and then keep it moving. No
Keep it
attachments
cruising.
in 2021 and beyond.
Amen to that, brother. No.
I advise all men, it's not worth it. It really isn't. That peace of mind that you get just on your purpose, just focusing on the things you're trying to do, whether it be your career, finances, your company, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Make that always be the main goal. Women will have a tendency, a way to kind of get in your way of these things. In most cases, most women mainly they drain 2 things: your wallets, and what else they drain. So just use them for what they're there for. If you find now I'm not saying, if you find a great woman and the connection's right, hey, if the feeling's right, go for it. But it's all about having fun, living your best life.
Yeah, and ladies, that works for you guys as well.
It does.
Jump into any man that you find and live miserable.
Even if they don't want to admit it.
Right.
It does.
Have fun. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Don't just settle. Right?
Yeah.
We're the honest truth is marriage was created by man for control in one way, shape, or form. We are not meant to be married. We're not meant to be locked down for our entire lives. Go out there and have fun. Play the field.
The cringe-worthy comment that I hear is "happy wife, happy life." I don't know what my blood boils every time I hear that. It's just like, what's wrong with you guys, man?
Yeah.
And it's just like, who came up with that foolishness?
Well, I bet you it was one of those women behind a great man. She told him, "You better go tell these people this."
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. So, I 2021 and beyond, hey, you see, the marriage rate is going down, and that there's a reason behind it. I say this all the time.
Yeah.
And the focus is being single, having peace of mind, man. Without that, you can us men. It's very important for us men specifically to have that. Without it, we just don't function
Yeah.
We don't do well with chaos.
Well, and we lose our identities with with our women. It's
We
just the
do.
way it works. We are no
We-
longer Steve Lewis or Hendrix. We are, my ex-wife, Maritza's husband. Right? Lewis is like 24 wives. He's always been in this fucking serious relationship.
No 25, Lewis. No 25.
Listen, man, when I listen to the coach, I've personally have lived with 9 women.
Yeah.
47 years old. 11 if you count 2 roommates. 9 girlfriends, man. 2 of them were wives. I know all that stuff he
Get out
says
of
is
one
the
and
truth,
jump
man.
right back into another, man.
All the truth.
I've made all those mistakes too. Break
I've
up
lost
with
houses,
one. Get it?
cars,
Yeah.
life savings, all kinds of stuff, man. All kinds of stuff.
It's yeah, man. It becomes draining. You become a different person. It's like, and you allow things in those relationships you normally wouldn't allow, dealing with everyday, other people.
Yeah.
And you ask yourself why that is, because of love.
Yeah.
Sorry, love's not enough no more, man. It's have to snap out of it,
Listen, that's a movie style thing, right? Love happens 1 in a billion people. That true love that you just can't be away from another person. Aside from that, it's all in your mind. And it's the desire to have that in your life that makes you compromise and believe that that's what's going on when it's not. It's an endorphin, right? Isn't that the case?
It is. And a lot, social media and society has a lot to do with it, man. Women still live in this Disney lifestyle, this happy ending, the kids, the husband, the dog, the white picket fence. And that's just not realistic. That's just not the world that we really truly live in. And most of these women truly and honestly do not want that. They just want the title and the perks that come with it. But these women truly don't know what it takes to be a loving, submissive wife. And
listen, you just touched on a term that I heard a smirk from the audience, right? Here's the fact. Okay, here's the fact. Right?
The audience is 2 women, by the way.
So here's a fact. The word submissive is not a bad thing, right? If you want to be a wife in a relationship and you want to take that role played proper is somewhat submissive, to where the man's role in that, that story or play or whatever it is to be, aggressive and driven and to be the protector. I mean, that's what that is, right? Yeah. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. You can't be a wife unless you're making $1 million a year and your man's a stay-at-home dad. If it's the opposite way, which is usually the case, you have to play the part and play it right to make it a happy wife, right? And that role is played to be slightly submissive. So ladies that are listening, it's not a bad thing. You have a choice. You don't have to be that wife. You don't have to be a wife at all. You can be, a girlfriend and come and go as you please. Or you can be a wife and be submissive. And here's another fact, okay? If we break up, you get everything, we get nothing. Fact, I've been through it. So that's what we're paying for. We're paying for a submissive wife, right? So, everybody stayed kind of quiet on that one.
Man, well, I'll tell you what, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I get down into the whole, like, I don't know how to word it properly, but the whole hippie part of it with some of the girlfriends I've had, and they see it themselves, how they change throughout the relationship. You know what I mean? I'm not going to name any names, but I've had girls tell me, I don't want to be that woman. But months and months later, they do become that woman. And they become the nagger, and they become the problem, and they become needy, you know what I mean? And it becomes a problem, you know what I mean? And it loses interest for the man because we're focusing on other shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's weird to see that too, because they can change like this, you know what I mean? It's like that.
Yep.
feminism has been, one of the biggest, I feel, killers of modern day relationships.
Big time, yeah.
For me personally. And I mean, us man, we got a lot of things to focus when it comes to a relationship. All right, we got to be the provider. We got to be competitive in the professional market. We got to make accumulate as much income as possible. We have to, be this essentially Superman. To these women. In a lot of cases, it doesn't. A lot of times, women, no matter what we do, they're always wanting more, or what we do, it seems like it's not enough, and then that's when the nagging ensues. Or if we, I don't know, when we were courting the woman, we're doing X, Y, and Z to get her, and then we kind of, once we get her, we focus our attention of stability and stabilizing the household, and then women are always attention driven, like they have to have it. They need that constant craving of attention. Doesn't matter if you're out there making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, when you come home, it's irrelevant. I mean, it's great because you're taking care of the home financially, but at the end of the day, if you're not giving your woman enough attention that she feels that is valid, then there's always going to be issues.
Yeah.
And as a man who's focused on grinding and becoming the best version of himself, there has to be a balance. It's really impossible. So you want me to come home after a 12, 13-hour workday and hug and snuggle up under you for the next 5 or 6 hours till we go to bed, and then rinse and repeat the next day for the next 30, 40 years? I'm sorry. It's just a no. I think women need to do a better job. If you want to be in a relationship, I say you gotta pick a stroke. If you want a guy who's out there getting it, grinding, who's ambitious, you gotta understand, when he's out here trying to make a better way for not only himself, but for you and whatever children you guys decide to have.
Yeah.
Then you have to understand as a woman, okay, can't be as naggy. I gotta be submissive. I gotta play the support role.
Let me say this, Hendricks. So Steve knows where I used to work. I used to be a boat captain in Miami. So I dealt with that 1%. You know what I mean? $1 million to $5 million vessels. These guys were the top of the tier. I know a lot of these men shows talk about, oh, you got to earn that 6-figure income at least, to make a woman happy, blah, blah. It's BS. BS. I personally have worked for some of the richest people in this country, in Miami, taking out charters, rappers, moguls in America. I'm not going to say any names, but people, some of the richest people.
Right.
Their women were not happy. First of all, they weren't in love. You could tell they just weren't in love. You know what I mean? There wasn't like, oh, honey. It was just like going through the motions, right?
They're in love with that bank account.
$15,000 afternoons like this, like nothing, just blowing through money, blowing through time, blowing through these things that like people dream about and wish they had. And it was like nothing of them. I mean, you couldn't surprise them anymore. You know what I mean? They had just already seen it all, done it all, and it was crazy.
So how do you remedy that, man?
Huh?
I mean, what's the consensus here, boys, of how to remedy the fact that women nowadays have seen it all?
But this was even before social media. This is even before like this whole dating epidemic that's going on right now. One of the guys that I work for, he syndicated this very popular show that was on every TV station. These guys are multi-millionaires. Oh my God, his girlfriend, man, was such a pain in the ass. I couldn't believe it, dude.
Was she hot?
That's crazy. She had to at least be that.
Dude, was she hot, bro?
I'll tell you, she was all right. She wasn't no like Naomi Campbell or nothing like, superstar. Like, she was all right. She was a normal white girl, blonde hair, just normal looking.
Did she have diamonds in her vajayjay?
I don't know. She was a pain. I mean, I have tons of stories like that, dude, where I'm just like,
just to kind of get
that time we went fishing, Steve.
What's that?
Remember that time we went fishing and we caught that big ass amberjack?
That's right. On the sissy baby.
Yes.
Right?
And that
Yeah.
guy's girlfriend.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, man.
A perfect
Oh, yeah.
example right there. And that was before everything, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a hard knock life, fellas, right? And we're gonna have to roll with the punches to get any fair share at a shot at a hot chick, right? But there has to be a remedy to that. I've done it all. I've seen it all scenario, because I don't believe it. Maybe all that type of stuff they've done and they've seen all, but I mean, couldn't we be a little bit more creative, right? I'm sure
Like
I
what?
can come up with some off the wall shit that won't cost $1 million to do,
Yeah.
but will really not, will really be exciting, right?
But it doesn't cater to the masses, because what you have is Instagram, and it's showing this girl at Fleming's, with her $80 filet mignon, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then those girls want to imitate that. So like my recent, relationship, part of our breakdown was Instagram.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
look at this so-and-so's wedding. It's so
It's
cute. We didn't have one
it's a
like that.
Killer. It really
No, we
is.
had another one that was cute too, but it
See?
wasn't that one.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, looking at that shit all day long is poison, bro. Poison. You know
It
what I mean?
really is. It really is.
Bad.
That
And
Facebook.
men can fall for it too. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that guy's car. Look at this guy's watch. Look at this guy's, bro. What is that saying? Comparison is the killer of something of happiness or something like that. You know what I mean? Like comparing yourself to others, and that's what a lot of social media is. These photos and these posts.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have any of that shit.
And it's all false reality too.
Yeah, and it's all bullshit. It's like a second of
It
time,
really
a
is.
minute second in time. It's like a TV show. Like, oh, so and so, look how happy they are. Bro, that was a 15-minute show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're living real life. You're with me. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
said,
and
30 years. Like,
That very same thing is even happening to the youth, because my kid the other day, we were
Mm.
having a conversation in reference to something happy. As a matter of fact, it was to husbands and wives. And she's like, well, if you look, no, mothers and daughters, I'm sorry. And she mentioned, if you looked at that TV show, they're happy, right? That's happening across the board, even in our youth. They're falling for all that false bullshit, all of it.
Too much.
So it's a problem, man.
It's too much.
It definitely is. And yeah, I mean, social media, what people watching on television,
Yeah.
YouTube, are all blind witnesses, really, at this
Yeah.
point. So it's all a copycat driven, society. Women see one thing. If they see a woman, I don't know why women do this, but if they see another woman or individual, they post something on social media and they feel like they're doing better than them. And women are low-key bitter, or they feel some type of way that their lives doesn't look as glamorous, as someone else's. I see it all the time. Even women I've dealt with, they're always on social media scrolling like zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
Listen, they get depressed when
And
they
that
don't
can
have
be-
what
that
all
can-
the other people have.
they do. They want it. They want it all.
Yeah.
They really want it all.
And that
And-
can even go back in the day, keeping up with the Joneses type of thing, just looking at your neighbor's house before social
Right.
media. Like, oh, look, so-and-so's redoing their kitchen. Why don't we redo our kitchen? But now it's like non-stop
Yeah.
images. Like,
Yeah. And
crazy.
nowadays people have, they have friends all over the world. So they can
True.
see what so-and-so is doing in Thailand.
yeah,
And in
yeah,
Thailand, that process costs $3, but
Yeah,
here
yeah.
it costs 3,000.
yeah.
Right? They still want it. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, but those other 300 people you went to high school with that are just grinding every day, that are not posting something, you're not seeing their life. You know what I mean? Is that,
Right.
5 people you follow
Mm-hmm.
that, got lucky, or they use their, sexuality to get things, you know what I mean, out in the world, It's like,
Like, women
crazy.
will even get upset if they don't get enough likes on a picture.
Oh,
Like
man,
I've
they'll
seen
delete
that
that shit.
happen.
they'll delete it.
No, they'll delete it and repost it. I'm like, yo.
Yep. Or if certain people don't like their picture, they'll get mad at those people.
Yeah.
I can't believe
It's
so-and-so
like, did you
didn't
see
like my
photo?
picture. She's a bitch, right? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
this-
What a waste
It's
of time,
like-
man.
I'm like, wow, like my my girl got upset because she was mad because posted a picture by herself and it barely got any likes, but she posted a picture with me and it got like 200, likes and hearts, and she could not stop talking about that for like the past hour, and it
Right.
was crazy. It was
Well,
just
that's a
like,
good thing, though. I would say that's a good thing. That means her friends are supportive of her being in a relationship. You know what I mean? Where, just like, some of the people we follow, some of these people, you'll be on vacation with them and they'll just take a picture of themselves, not even include you.
Yep.
And look at me,
oh,
Tahiti.
oh
Who the fuck
yes,
paid for that shit?
oh
You know what I mean?
yes, the
Not even include your ass on it,
the guy the guy that's winding and dining them,
Yeah, yeah,
taking
yeah.
them on these
Look at this
lavish
awesome
trips.
dinner. It's like, who paid for
They're
that
doing
shit?
it for
Like,
the gram, putting all the scenery out there, like they're the only ones there.
yeah,
And they got the
exactly.
guy in the background telling them to shh, be quiet. I'm saying,
Yeah, exactly.
like
Honey, take a
crazy.
picture of me. Right?
Yeah, it's like
Excuse
the
me.
nerve.
And that's,
But you
let
know
me
who's
tell you, Henry, that's
focusing?
one thing that I'm looking for if I do, pursue a new relationship, is I want to see what their social group is about. If they're about like women's lib, blah, 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 you don't need no man, and they're just talking that rhetoric all day long, no
Oh,
thank
stay
you, because
away.
they're gonna basically split us apart,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Behind my back. If they have people like that supporting relationships, supporting, the
Lewis, bro, don't get into another relationship. What's
no,
wrong
I'm
with
not, bro, this is the longest I've ever been single. 3 years now. But I'm just saying, if I do, I'm looking for that as well. I'm looking for that. Who's a support group? You know what I mean? What are your friends like? Are they married? Are they focusing on becoming a feminine, caring person, trying to help you out? Do they want to be a part of my kid's life? You know what I mean?
Right,
Versus
right.
like,
Yeah, you can always tell a lot about a person by who they hang out with and who they associate, who they consider, friends.
influencers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely a big thing. I think, man, we just got to do a better job of vetting these
Yeah.
women. I think because we just, hey man, oh, that girl's beautiful. Oh man, she's gorgeous. All right, I gotta have her. I think we gotta do a little bit more digging, and we gotta do more background.
And listen,
Uh,
here's the silver lining to social media is we can do that now
it makes it
for
a lot
free.
easier for
For
sure.
free. Just get up on their social media things, man. Get up on their Facebook, on their Instagram, and dig a little bit. Look at what their friends are doing and talking about. And you're going to know who you're getting in bed with. I mean,
For
right?
sure.
It really is the only good thing about the social media craze and availability.
You can tell a lot about a woman by the type of pictures she posts, 100%, and the
Absolutely.
type of the things that she posts, regularly. Yeah, if she's frequently on social media, that's a red sign to me also.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
definitely a red flag, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Very true. Well, gentlemen, we have our time is getting cut short by Zoom. Unfortunately, we don't have the sponsors yet to be able to pay for a corporate Zoom account, but we will work on it. We will work on it. Lewis, being our guy from North Carolina, where bud is green and grows freely. What's going on tonight, buddy?
What's that?
Anything good?
What do you mean? Oh, Vanilla Gorillas?
Vanilla Gorillas.
Yeah,
Tell
man.
us a little bit about Vanilla Gorillas, buddy.
It's some kind of, cross between Gorilla Glue and some vanilla sherbet or something like that.
Is it beautiful?
Which are two of the, the
Effects
happy
are-
strains.
Right on, man. Right on. I hope to be in North Carolina within the next couple months, or at least have you down here so we can get Vanilla Gorilla all out, right? Well, gentlemen, I appreciate both of you. Hendrick, it was great to have you here, man. That was a great talk. We're gonna do this once a week. That's the plan. We'll schedule once a week. We'll have you in periodically, man. I think
Sure.
You can be a great addition to the team. It'd be fun. And we never got a chance to speak about Miami. So next time we have you on, we'll talk a little bit about our backgrounds and where it is that we grew up and all that. All right.
I gotta know what's going on in Miami these days.
Yeah, well,
Oh yeah, we'll fill you in.
absolutely,
Totally
absolutely.
fill you in.
Yep, yep. All right, Hendricks, I appreciate you, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow in the office. Louis, hang tight a second. Let's do our signing off.
All right,
Alright.
gentlemen, it was a pleasure, man. Thanks so much.
Likewise.
Take it
Thank
easy,
you, my
man.
friend. Yep.
All right, take care, y'all.
Yes, sir. All right, let me see how there we go. All right, buddy. So this was a good first show, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a little bit of time to get into the swing of things, but I think we
Goes by
covered
quick.
we covered some pretty relevant topics and giving us a chance to elaborate.
Your mom doesn't want me to come over ever again now.
She's all right, believe me. She's my mother. She knows. She
She
knows.
knows.
Yeah. Let's look forward to, once again, I was serious about those sponsorship things. Let's see if as we move forward, we can't bring on a few sponsors to help us with little things like that, maybe some proper video editing, all that type of fun stuff, which for those of you who do watch this video, we are not professionals at. So even if you want to just donate some time and help us to get this thing out there, it'd be great. We'd appreciate it. And we look forward to putting together the next episode and bringing some other cool topics to the SNL show.
Peace.
Peace.